All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer. I'm with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we're going to talk about the finale, the end of season 1 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus. We got the last episode. Everything went down. All the craziness. We know who stole the lightning bolt. We all mind blown.
The rest of us already knew who stole.
Yeah, you guys read you guys read it. For us newbies to this whole franchise who have no idea what's going on. Yeah. Xavier, man, why did you not like it? Besides it being too kiddie, because this episode felt not kiddie. It felt very like teenager-ish and not kiddie.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like something that would be on like a CW kind of show, with the dad connecting with the son and, the kid making the good decisions and making the right decisions and, the big betrayal at the end.
But I mean, I felt like it was the setup. It was very, I knew what was happening. Even if I didn't know the story, I knew who it was. I knew from the beginning when they said, you're going to be, because they kept on foreshadowing Luke. You're going to be betrayed by a friend. He only had 2 real friends, before Annabeth. It was only could have been two choices. It wasn't going to be Grover, so it had to be Luke.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be Grover and then maybe Annabeth because she became a friend, But I had my suspicions when the last episode with the Hermes wing shoes flew into the hole. I was like, okay.
But they kept on foreshadowing, going back to Luke, all the conversations they've had, and all the time they kept doing that.
Yeah.
Training montages and all stuff like that. It's Luke. You know it.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think about how it ended, Brandon?
I love the way that it ended. I liked how I think they did kind of change the betrayal with the character of Luke from the book.
It's a little different.
But I thought it
didn't
worked.
Want to betray him necessarily, right? The book he did, but he meant to do that.
Yeah. Thought it worked to the show's advantage, could make for, Luke being a lot more sympathetic, especially down the line, and made me a little more sympathetic towards him here a little bit. I liked how this show overall kind of handled a lot more of the subtle elements of the books. Like I said in the past, we're talking about like kids who have to bear the burden and the trip ups of their demigod predecessors. So I think that the show handled that very, very well. It handled that in a way that the movies didn't. I thought that it never felt overindulgent with when dealing with like some of the darker, more serious content. It felt just right. And see Lance Reddick again.
That was what I was going to go with. That Lance Reddick thing was. It was good to see him, but it was hard to see him. Realizing that this is the last time.
This is the last time, yeah.
And how epic he was, and even his voice and his presence was, very pronounced. You understood he was there. That he was Zeus. There was no question that who else is Zeus. He's Zeus. That's it. And he's like, I don't care what you said. I win, right? And everyone looked up to him like, yeah, you win, I guess. So seeing him was very cool. Even hearing his voice, I think a couple of times I just listened to him speak with my eyes closed because you could feel it.
I think the kind of subtle elements of the book were just as important, if not more important, than some of like the bigger or more epic scale elements of the book. And I think that in this regard, the show handled those a lot better than the 2 movies that came out did. I think the movies kind of, it was a weird time where everything was kind of coasting off the Harry Potter success. All these not fantasy novels were getting adapted. And unfortunately, the movies didn't really have too much ambition beyond just kind of cranking it out.
That's
This,
what I remember.
yeah, this feels like they were always more focused on exactly what this first season did, which is respect the content. I think that, I'm waiting to see if we get a season 2 announcement. My fingers are crossed that they do, and yeah, just adapt the novels. Do this in
Yeah.
show form. It's working so much better than the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And also we got Matt
Yeah.
Film Show. What's up, Matt? How's it
What's up,
going?
Matt?
And then Brandon, I'm gonna get to your comments as soon as like we're done doing it, and then we'll talk about that. Because yeah, you're not wrong with some things. What were you, Brian? Anything you haven't touched on, or anything Brandon might have missed?
I mean, the father son connection was huge. I thought we were gonna get more of it.
I did too.
I also thought that we were gonna get a little bit more. I thought he was gonna answer the question about his mom.
Mm-hmm.
I liked what they did with the continuation of the story. I liked what they did, with Kronos. And that he's the key. I think that was very important to have going forward if they want to have a season 2. I didn't like the ending with Grover and Annabeth as much.
Oh, really?
I didn't like Grover going after the pan, and I didn't like Annabeth going home to her father, who she said already didn't really want her there. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
those are very weird things to me. But overall, I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a very good show. Preteens are where they're supposed to be. This book was a preteen book, so I mean, that's the idea.
Yeah.
That's what you really want. So you can't compare about what's supposed to be because it hit exactly where it's supposed to hit. So
yeah, it's definitely a YA, young adult like book. Same thing with Harry Potter. Harry Potter was a YA, young adult book.
It's not. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. Hunger Games, same thing. That's a YA.
Harry Potter has passed YA a long time ago. And here's how you can tell the difference what type of movie or book you are. When you think about the Sorcerer's Stone, you feel one way. When you think about the Half Blood Prince, you feel another way. When you feel, like depending on what level of book you're doing, it's much darker. These are very kiddie, and they don't get as dark as those. These don't even approach it. So
yeah,
but yeah, still it's like it's fine. It was fine.
Yeah, but yeah, me coming in not knowing the source material, watching the movies a long time ago, barely watching it, because they were kind of boring, honestly. And coming in and watching this, I was sucked in right away. I enjoyed it all the way through the ending. I'm kind of curious to see where it goes next. Because the whole time I'm like, who's talking to Percy? Who's talking to Percy? And it's freaking Kronos. It's his grandfather, which is kind of like crazy to think about.
He woke up. It was grandpa.
Yeah. And she's like, don't say that. Shh, slap him. Like this. But yeah, I was really, really impressed with Lance Riddick. Like he just played a dude that was just powerful, and it was just so great to see him, and so sad that we're not going to see him, in a season 2 or anything like that, which would really suck. But yeah, I enjoyed how the look of it all looked too. The Mount Olympus looked amazing. When he goes and the doors open of the elevator and he walks through, I was like, oh, this is what in my mind I picture like Mount Olympus being. Like it was very well done. And even the ending where you get the actual realization of the betrayal from Luke and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought that was like pretty cool, and I want to know more about the sword and the portal where he went, like what all is going on, so but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I know I watched it with my girlfriend Erica, and she obviously enjoyed it because it was like one of those things where you couldn't I couldn't watch it without her, kind of thing. So, so she's like, "You watched it? You don't watch it without me." So it was one of those shows.